Cropper's Nogales Auto Center, your local dealer of Chevy, Buick, and GMC. The best place to find the newest, award-winning Chevy, Buick, and GMC models. But there's more. Cropper's also provides professional certified service, parts, and a full-service body shop and collision center. Come on over and see for yourself everything Cropper's has to offer. Located at 1831 North Grand Avenue, Nogales, Arizona. www.croppercare.com, 520-762-6446. Buenas tardes, Nogalenses. We're back for another episode of In Línea with Joe Wright. It's me, Joe Wright. I've got Heidi Pottinger, Kathy Romero, and Nisa Stover Talavera here with me. They're here to talk about their incredible organizations, the incredible things that you guys have in the community. There's one of them right there, Charm, and a lot of good things that you guys are doing. I've got all kinds of information that was sent to me.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. I did my homework, and I had plenty of homework to do. I mean, and it is about education, right? Yeah, we're talking about education. It is. Oh, don't get me started on homework. My son, he's 8 years old, and I'm already starting to not be able to help him with math. Okay, so we're here broadcasting our community to the world, and there's a couple of things that we want to touch on even before I get into the news, because I always do the news first. But we have tickets to give away. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. Did you guys know that? You guys didn't know that, right? Mexican Mother's Day. Es Día de las Madres. Mañana es Día de las Madres. Sunday is Mother's Day. So for Día de las Madres, we are giving away some tickets. So to whoever shares this video, basically, whoever shares this video right now that's watching will get 2 tickets to Alex Intec, who will be performing tomorrow at 9 p.m. You got a wristband and a ticket right here. And we've got Contacto Norte, which will be performing on Saturday. And we've got La Brisa, which will be performing on Sunday. So share this video, get 2 tickets, you and your mom. Ahí está, ¿no? Perfect Mother's Day gift. Perfect Mother's Day gift. ¿Verdad? The best Mother's Day gift that I ever gave my wife was a couple years ago. She's obsessed with Leonardo DiCaprio. She has been since the 90s, right? Yeah. And so what I did is I got the picture of him in Titanic. It's him and Kate Winslet. on the ship right there with I'm on top of the world. Yeah. And I photoshopped her face over Kate Winslet, and I put it on a pillow. But I didn't just put it on the pillow. I also put it on a mug, a travel mug, and I gave those to her for Mother's Day.
Still have it?
She does still have them. Yep. She's never used the mug. She's too embarrassed to use it, actually.
The pillow every night.
She sleeps with a pillow.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got the pillow right next to her for sure. So share this video, get some tickets. It is a pretty good gift. You guys would want this, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
But we don't have our phones with us. So.
Exactly. You can't share. Well, if nobody else shares, go home and share. We are going to jump into the news because there's always something to cover. There's always stuff going on. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday, we shared a little snippet of a letter sent by Luis Parra, the former city attorney, who, instead of renewing his contract, what the city did is they decided to have him reapply, that he would have to reapply for his job. And he did, but apparently he decided that that's not what he wants to do. I have a little segment that I'm going to read from the letter. It was addressed to the city council and the city attorney selection committee and some other members of the city. Now this part says, I hereby respectfully request that my name be withdrawn from further consideration for the city attorney position. Your confidence in my potential means a great deal to me as I was raised in our diverse border city. Many challenges are currently being confronted by the city of Nogales, and I pray that these border issues will be met with innovative solutions. We've written about that.
Yeah.
I wish all elected officials, residents, and employees of the city have a clear vision towards prosperity, sustainability. Oh, no, I actually skipped a section. Okay. I wish all elected officials, residents, and employees of the city of Nogales all the best as we near the year 2020. May our city leaders and administrators have a clear vision towards prosperity, sustainability, and economic growth. Please know that I remain wholly committed to contributing in any way possible as a businessman in the city of Nogales, and that I will always endeavor to move our tenacious border city towards a more prosperous future. So, I mean, he's done business before. He's worked in the city as a businessman, and that looks like what his plans are again. What's really, really interesting, though, is there were only 2 applicants for city attorney. So, and I don't know who the other applicant is, but it looks like it falls on them by default. I'm going to assume. I was talking to some of the city officials a couple days ago about it, and they're not even sure exactly what's going to happen yet, but we'll have to see. Did you guys get water, by the way?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you.
You're good? You're good. All right. Next thing, have you guys know what the tomato suspension agreement is?
Yes.
Yeah. Now our border city is obviously very, very, very centered in international trade, and tomatoes is one of the biggest things that comes through. So a while ago, there was this dispute between Florida tomato growers and Mexican tomato growers, and Florida tomato growers felt that the Mexican tomato growers were dumping their product at ridiculously low prices below cost of production. And it's been a dispute that's been, and now that they actually have somebody in office that, he lives practically in Mar-a-Lago. Somebody who supports them, they were able to actually completely end the tomato suspension agreement. I've got a bunch of information that I got from the Fresh Produce Association, good friends of ours. One of them, basically, they said they're disappointed, and that's an understatement, I'm sure. Yeah. Now, from what I understand, even it's right here. It says, "It is our understanding that the Mexican growers put several proposals on the table to improve an already effective agreement." So, from what I understand of the whole negotiation process that's been going on for a couple of months, is that the Florida growers didn't even, and Wilbur Ross, the Commerce Secretary, didn't even give them a chance to choose anything. The worst part about this whole thing is that it's going to raise the cost of tomatoes for consumers, for retail, for restaurants, anywhere from 40 to 85%. It's insane. You guys eat salsa? Yeah.
Quadruple the price that you pay now.
Exactly. We make salsa. We tomato with everything. Right? Right.
I used to engineer vaccines and tomatoes.
Really? Wow. So, and one thing that's probably the thing that makes me the most upset about the whole issue is, Florida has a way of growing tomatoes that's archaic is the word I would use to describe it, and it's called they gas them. Then it's the same gas that comes with bananas. I forgot what it's called, but it makes them ripen on the outside, but on the inside they're still green.
Yeah.
And Mexico sells them vine ripened. They sell the real fresh quality tomatoes, and that's what people want.
Yeah.
And the price of that's going to go way up.
Yeah, for different quality, a lesser quality.
Exactly. So I mean, we'll just have to see exactly where
It'll be interesting
Where it
how
goes.
it affects our community.
exactly. Not just the
Exactly.
yeah, not just
70% of our country's produce comes right across our border here.
exactly.
Tomatoes is a huge part of that.
Exactly. I mean, I know of businesses who have, I mean, even when this started, when the tomato suspension agreement started and Florida growers really started making, causing this tomato war, produce companies that used to move tomatoes have completely moved tomatoes out of their catalog because they don't want to deal with the complications of it. And now, I mean, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah, the implications are huge for our community, but
Yeah.
for our country.
Yep. I mean,
Tomato lovers.
for exactly. And for retail and restaurants across the country, it's going to affect them. But for us, it's going to affect jobs. It's going to affect employment. It's a really big deal. So those are the main two.
Both sides of the border.
Yeah, exactly. For both sides of the border, because it really does affect
Well,
both
and
sides.
that, produce is it's our local economy. It's what drives our economy.
Exactly. Has since the 40s.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, I think the most disturbing part about it is that there wasn't even really any negotiating or conversations allowed. It was just
Yeah, there was.
like you
Yep,
say, it
exactly.
was
And this came on the heels of the NAFTA renegotiation that just happened. Now it's USMCA. And so tomatoes, they're excluded from the whole renegotiated NAFTA because duties can be placed on those, as opposed to the other things that were. It's been tense for me the last little while, and for a lot of people. I mean, I've been communicating with the Fresh Produce Association over the last couple of years about this whole issue, and it's been crazy. I mean, the uncertainty more than anything. It's the uncertainty that's affected people, and now that things are certain, it's kind of even a little bit more scary.
It's sad.
It is.
It's sadder now, I think. Yeah.
It's reality. Reality's hitting.
I just realized that you guys weren't talking into the microphone.
Over on this side.
So for all you people sitting at home who didn't hear a thing they said, just kidding.
Sorry.
That's all right. So,
¿Tienes un comment ahí de que tengan de ese? Sí.
sí, la Michelle Renee Jacques, I guess is how you say her.
I know
Yeah,
Michelle.
she's really cool. She does the
Michelle.
autism group.
Yeah.
She wanted to say hi to you guys. And then we've got another comment about tomatoes. And there's no comparing the taste of Florida hothouse tomatoes and the fresh ripe tomatoes we see from. And I just messed it up. Oh, it's not let me see it. I can't see the whole thing.
Finish the sentence.
Yeah, from Mexico. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and that's all the comments we got there so far. But yeah, there is no comparing the taste. The Florida tomatoes don't have the flavor that vine ripened tomato from Mexico has, which we see all the time because it comes right through here. So we just had the Fiestas de Mayo. Did you guys go? Did you guys go?
Sorry.
No. Guys, I didn't go either. I didn't go to Fiestas de Mayo. I wasn't there. Can you believe that? It's because I had car troubles. My car is starting to give me lots of troubles, and I wasn't able to make it. But I wanted to be there. I was there in
I
spirit.
heard they were wonderful, though.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
heard
great
that it
thing
was
for our community.
It was packed over by
Yes.
Karen Park. I mean,
Yeah.
really, really packed.
Yeah.
And then Felicidades a la Reina Nueva, the one the young woman who won. I don't know her name. I didn't get her name, but Felicidades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was in the evening. And then the next day was the Beyond the Wall. You participated. You weren't just there. You participated.
Jess Kaufman. So I own Hacienda Corona Bed and Breakfast, and she and her partner were guests while they were here in the community. And it was great because they invited high school students and just youth in general from our community to go and help build the puppets. the day before, and I have 2 little girls, a 6-year-old and a 12-year-old. And so we went down there and we helped put the puppets together. And there were probably off and on throughout maybe 20, 25 people, families, kids, folks from her group, and then just volunteers around the community. And it was awesome to be able to put those puppets together and see how they came to life.
I saw them. They came out really,
weren't they
really
great?
well. Yeah.
And it was great because there weren't really any rules. And so to have a 12-year-old and 6-year-old take spray cans of paint and be able to just, do what they wanted to do and be free with their creativity was amazing. I mean, even I, as a mom, was kind of like, wait,
Yeah.
But they did great. And then the next day, yeah.
There we go, resiliency.
More
about resiliency later.
Yeah, more to come. So then the next day we were invited to go and march with the puppets. And so we went from the park over to the border, essentially. And the sister and puppets that were on the other side of the wall were there. And we were able to kind of talk and we sang some songs together.
I heard that there were some really incredibly powerful moments.
There were, emotional moments, I certainly experienced them myself. Having my 6-year-old ask me, why can't we sing with the kids on the other side? Why can't we be with them? Yeah. Why can't we play with them? Why can't we really touch our puppets' hands together? There were some tough questions from the little ones who all they want to do is just have fun and be together.
Of course.
But it was a beautiful moment just for the folks that were there.
Well, the imagery, especially this year, was even more powerful because the wire.
Yeah.
The wire that's on top of it separating it. You've got these puppets that are reaching.
That was it.
Yeah.
And we couldn't even if they wanted to touch each other or even if the distance would allow for it, they couldn't because it wouldn't, they would have been cut and they would have been ruined.
Absolutely.
So there was a visible distance for sure. That was evident with everybody. But it was nice to see people on both sides, hopeful and singing and smiling and enjoying the moment, really enjoying the moment.
Absolutely.
And Jess and her crew, they were great.
Yeah.
And, for folks to come in from a different community, New York City, and come into this community, so just exuberant and happy to be here and happy to do something and invite the whole community. It was a nice breath of fresh air.
Absolutely. I got an interview with Jess and Jimena that we're probably going to put up tomorrow. It's just a short little interview talking about what they do, but it was really, really cool to have that conversation with them. What's funny though is We Love Nogales we were going to be part of the event, actually like be major participants and stuff like that. Jimena was the first one that reached out to me through LinkedIn of all places. She found me on LinkedIn, and then we were communicating through email, and it just lack of communication, like they were so busy and I was so busy and it just didn't happen. And I finally showed up and we did some video, but
I saw you there at the park.
Yes.
And I saw you there with the booths, and you know what, you showed up and that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
I always wish more people in the community did show up. But
I heard last year's was huge. It was a big deal.
Me too. I think it was bigger than this year's. I don't know why that was.
It was powerful for me to watch the videos. It was powerful for me to watch the videos that Nisa shared with her family participating, and to see that there were so few participants, I think is reflective of the current physical barrier, the situation, right? And so the fact that you were there, that you showed up to still connect energetically and in that way was very powerful. So.
And there were a lot of friends of the show there. Carlos Sete, she's an artist, she was there. Priscilla Neftis and her partner Hyde, they were there. They're graffiti artists. I don't know if you guys have seen them. We had them on the show a while ago. They were great. Their little girl, she was adorable. And she got to rap, and they actually posted videos from across the line, from the other side too.
I saw those.
Yeah.
I did see, I saw her on stage, and that was pretty powerful too. That young lady doing her thing.
Did you see when she choked up?
I did.
Yeah.
I did see that. I saw it through the video.
Okay,
I wasn't there to see it, but I saw the video, and I was blown away by just her talent. I did see her get choked up.
Yeah.
I have a 12-year-old who really understood different than the 6-year-old. I have
Yeah.
a 12-year-old who is an old soul and wise beyond her years. And she really got the magnitude of it. And sitting next to the signs, talking about no firearms and the distance you need to stay. And none of that was lost on her. She was emotional and she was choked up. But I think that was part of in a way, the learning experience of being there. It was happy, but I agree with Heidi that there was some sadness in so few people showing up, but I absolutely think that's just a sign of the times.
I believe so too. I also think that it was a little bit reflective that the night before was the Fiestas de Mayo party.
Of course.
Yeah.
People were tired.
Timing.
Sleep.
The stream continued, right? Like
Yes,
as
it did.
we talk about, like the bridges in spite of the barriers, and
Yeah.
yet the stream continues back and forth.
One thing that I wish I'd gotten pictures of when I was driving around looking for parking because I could not find parking downtown that day. I would drive by the fence, and this happens every day. Is you see people talking to family members or loved ones right across, and they're showing them pictures through the phone, and I mean, that's one of the most powerful things that happens daily here is
Sunday, I have some pictures that I'm happy to share with you. I couldn't agree with you more. To drive down by the fence on a Sunday and seeing families holding their own church, holding their own afternoon mass, and
just through the fence. Yeah.
That's it. And trying to touch brand new babies that they maybe haven't met in person yet, and trying to share food and share what families do on Sunday, which is to congregate and love one another and spend time together. It's overwhelming to see that.
It is. And it's even more so with that freaking razor wire.
Yeah.
My
6-year-old, one of the questions she asked me was, why are they in jail?
Wow.
And then I said, why did you say that? And she looked at me and she said, well, are we in jail or are they in jail?
Oh, wow.
Because of the
That
razor
is
wire.
some
It was so poignant.
incredibly
Yeah.
powerful
and I
question.
couldn't answer her because I was overwhelmed with the question.
Yeah.
And in a 6-year-old, she moved on to something else.
You get metaphysical, say, well, technically we're all in jail.
Right.
Yeah.
I could have preached for a while, but I think I even posted about that question because it was overwhelming.
That is.
It is the message.
More to it than just the question itself.
Oh my gosh,
There's a lot
absolutely.
more.
That is incredible.
Wow.
That is very powerful. But on a lighter note,
Yes.
there was, if you keep up with our show, then you know that there have been a few Sasquatch sightings downtown around Karen Park, and there was another one. Edgardo, I believe you have a photo. Yeah, so we've got a photo of the Sasquatch. This is the clearest photo that we've ever had. It's going to come up here in a second. You guys will see it. Move these out of the way. You guys get to see yourselves.
Yeah.
No, it's moving. It's just taking a while. So anyway, there was another Sasquatch sighting. Let me know when it comes up.
Okay.
And this was the clearest one we've got. The previous ones was at a Ciclovia event that Cero Estres was putting on several months ago, and then the following was in March at the cycling event in Jonathan Clark.
Is that it?
That is it. That's the Sasquatch.
See.
Yep, there's the Sasquatch.
Okay.
The Sasquatch of Karen Park is what this creature has officially been dubbed.
A day sighting. Okay.
This is a day sighting,
Okay.
broad daylight. In a crowd of people. It's pretty scary.
Him. Nobody seems to be very frightened though.
No, they don't. It's unfortunately I'm not a very intimidating person apparently. You know what though? When I was younger, I was. That's what keeps me going.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to take a commercial break and then we're going to come back and we are going to talk about what you guys are doing.
Great.
You guys ready?
Yes.
We're ready.
All right, cool.
Amigos de Nogales, Sonora, soy Alex Intec para invitarlos a que me acompañen este 10 de mayo a festejar a las mamis. Voy a estar con ustedes con el transatlántico y el concierto con todos mis éxitos para que bailemos y cantemos juntos. Ahí los espero.
Deja de engañar, no quieras ocultar que has pasado sin tropezar. Monstruo de papel.
Ya regresamos. We are here with you guys. Real quick, I just want to remind people, and this is for your sake as much as it is for the concert. Share this video. Share this video right now, and you can win 2 tickets to either Alex Sintec tomorrow, Contacto Norte on Saturday, or La Brisa on Sunday. And those tickets can be, and it's... Son dos, yeah. There's 2 tickets. Pueden ganar 2 boletos y que lo regalan a tu mamá, que tu papá y tu mamá se vayan, o que tú te lleves a tu mamá, o que te lleves a tu esposa, lo que sea, ¿no? Más que, it's a pretty good price. Es un premio bien suave, ¿no? I think so. Bonito regalo.
Travis, comparte el video.
All right, so, real quick. We just got a comment. Mark Ramirez Sr. says, I started watching late. What is this? You'll have to be a little bit more specific, Mark. I'll be keeping your eye on your comments so I can update you. But we'll keep going on. Let's jump into what you guys are doing. So let's start. We want to start with Charm, right? So I've got something that you sent me. Yeah. All right. And it's a launching program for children and families who have lost a loved one. Is that part of it? Or?
Well, that is part of it, yeah.
Okay.
So CHARM stands for Child Health and Resilience Mastery.
Okay.
And the mission of CHARM is to improve well-being and resiliency for children and families.
Which is important. I mean, it's not something that's part of the modern education at all.
No. And so we're all, at some point in our lives, going to experience some type of adversity. And there are certain things that we can do as parents, as individuals, even as children, to be more resilient and to bounce back quicker, and to be healthier and to have better short and long-term health outcomes.
I gotta tell you, I could have used that when I was a kid, because there have been times when especially in my early 20s, where I just did not bounce back.
Yeah.
We can all use it at one time or another.
Yeah, and that really was, the inspiration for our Camp Druzy.
I saw something about that too, yeah.
Yeah, so Druzy is spelled D-R-U-Z-Y, and it's a nod to the Druzy crystal, but it was also my brother's nickname.
I see that
His name was Andrew, and we called him Druzy. And, very young, we lost our mother, and we also lost our eldest brother. And so I think if we'd had some of these tools, it would have been a little bit easier for us to bounce back and to thrive, because through adversity we grow, and so there definitely are things that we can focus on when we are experiencing adversity as strengths, to really shift the perspective of our circumstances. And so that's one of the goals of Camp Druzy, is to really show children that there's power still in adversity, and that they can still tap into that and become stronger. And we do that through connecting with nature. So at the Hacienda Corona, we have a beautiful backdrop to host these camps, and to have.
That's a great plug, by the way.
Yes. Well, I mean, this is so. I want to say that there's some history. These are our roots, right? So I lived there as a child and grew up there. It was formerly owned by my family, and then was lovingly taken over by Nisa's family. And so part of the hacienda will serve as this hub of love, we call it.
Hub of love,
yes.
Nice.
And so there's a portion of the property that we've dedicated strictly for activities for CHARM, but really the whole property will be available, and it's still available as a business, when we're not having these events.
Of course.
So, you know, that's one facet of Charm is Camp Druzy. And then we have other programming that we're working on. Most recently, we've connected with leadership in Santa Cruz County. We have our community champion here, Superintendent
Champion,
Kathy
community
Romero.
champion. There you go.
I'm willing to help in any way I can. Not a champion, though.
Well, so Nisa, you can tell the viewers a little bit more about how this partnership came about with the Choose Love Enrichment Program and what we have planned and in store for our community.
So Heidi and I started Charm. I mean, it's been in our hearts and in our minds for a long time, but really started it about a year ago. And I grew up in Connecticut. As Heidi mentioned, her family owned the Guavabi Ranch where Hacienda Corona, bed and breakfast, my business now, operates out of. So we met really from the place where our roots are. And having grown up in Connecticut and just moved here a few years ago, I went to high school with a woman named Scarlett Lewis, who lost her son in 2012 to the Sandy Hook school shooting. And his name was Jesse Lewis. And to watch this mother transform what would normally be anger and want to just curl up in a ball and never come out from it, to take that energy and put it towards a message that her son left for her family and for herself, which was healing, nurturing love. And to take his message, he scrawled it on their family chalkboard and find a way to use it to make sure this doesn't happen again, or how can she help it from not happening again. She created the Choose Love movement. And
I have a lot of info right here.
Good. And when I really started looking at the Choose Love movement and what it was about and what it stood for, I said to Heidi, Charm needs to partner with these guys and find a way to bring it into our community. As a mom, as I mentioned before, my girls go to Little Red. And Kathy is the superintendent of Little Red. And she really is a champion for our kids and for us and for our community. And when I asked to meet with her and talk to her about social and emotional learning and what do we have in our schools, what do we have in our community, in that conversation and realizing that maybe there would be a fit for this program, she said, yes, let's give it a try. So Choose Love movement is a social and emotional learning tool that is 100% at no cost offered to our children from pre-K through 12th grade. It's also offered in downloads to our community, at home, and in schools. So in the conversation with Kathy, I'll let her talk in a minute, when I broached her with this, she said, yes, let's give it a shot. And I couldn't be more grateful. So, Kathy, here, we're passing the
Okay, thank you.
Well, really quick, I
Thank
want to cover a major message of the Choose Love program.
Sure.
And there's a quote here that I have that's actually something that is, it's this concept, this idea, this way of thinking is something that's really formed my life since my dad passed away, almost 8 years ago. And we can't always choose what happens to us, but we can always choose how we respond.
Exactly.
And that of all the things, I mean, everything on here is incredible, but that sums up something that I feel is so vital to development for whether you're a youth or child or an adult. You know,
Right.
it's something that's really, really valuable. And that's one of the things that stood out to me the most. Yeah,
It is,
for
and
sure.
and I think that's the main goal of what we need to do and start teaching our kids. Nationwide, it's such a big issue at the moment, social and emotional learning, and with all the shootings, just like the one at Sandy
And,
Hook's.
we just had one just the other day.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this week.
we did. And why? It's because our kids are not resilient. It's because our kids things happen to them. We live in a world, in a society where they're faced daily with different things, either at school or at home. And how do they deal with it? Well, things are going to happen to you. It's going back to charm, but how do you respond to it? That's going to make the difference. And within our schools nationwide, that's one of the biggest concerns right now, and the states wanting to bring in, how are we going to focus on our kids? How are we going to bring them to be resilient? How are we going, because there's not enough funding to bring counselors for our students.
We just talked about. I mean, the state of Arizona is the worst in the country for counselor to student ratio.
Social and emotional learning is a vital part of our children's education, but yet it's not a focus of their education, and it needs to be. It is lacking, and not just in. I mean, Arizona is a state, unfortunately, that that is one of the states that has it the least amount, but it's a vital part of our education, and it's proven that to give our kids the tools to have healthier relationships in their lives, it's a longevity for them. It takes them through their whole life, and it affects them in their marriages, as parents, as partners, as co-workers. It helps them how to deal with adversity.
Right. Exactly. Well, people that have the resiliency, that we can teach them how are you going to overcome this adversity in your life. It's the research. Choose Love movement is based on research, neuroscience, school psychologists working within the program, and the research does indicate that students that have the social emotional part of it in their lives and become that resilient you'll less truancy, less absences in school. They will have better grades, better success. They will know how to deal with each other, less bullying in schools, and in effect, a better community in the long run, which benefits our whole community. So we are going to start. These ladies are wonderful. They're the Santa Cruz ambassadors for Choose Love as well, and they're going to be bringing it into Little Red to pilot the program. Awesome. But we want to make sure too that it goes out to the community, and that hopefully we have this message out there. We choose love. That yes, we start with our kids, but it's a program also that is catered for the parents, so the parents know what to do with their kids at home and how to support us in the school systems of how to teach these to their kids as well as home. So hopefully we're hoping that it will be a community embracement of the program as well.
Well, let's talk about how it's implemented in the school, because I mean, it's piloting in Little Red. And you guys are the ambassadors. Your champion already said it.
The Arizona ambassadors.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So even bigger. That's awesome.
Yes,
that's really awesome.
That's right.
And this is such an incredible thing. I mean, how honored. I feel very honored right now to have you guys here.
Thank you for having us here. We're humbled to be here.
I'm honored to start this program in Santa Cruz County.
Microphone.
Yeah, we're honored to start this program in Santa Cruz County, right?
Oh yeah, that's
because
huge.
it's it's on the border. It's where I was born and raised and went to school, and my parents taught here. And
I'm born and raised here too.
Yeah. This is where our roots are, and so to be able to start here and have it spread is going to be a lot of fun.
It's amazing. It's really amazing. That's so cool
We can't wait
to have it here. I mean, I hope that the people watching right now can grasp the gravity of that.
Well, they're invited.
Of course, we're invited. We are going to have Scarlett, the founder of We Choose Love, here in September. The community is welcome to come in. We have September 17th, 18th, and 19th. We're going to be having her come in, and we are going to be doing an invite program dinner, receiving her at the Hacienda. On the following day, on the 18th, we will have Little Red open for our community members. We will have assemblies in the morning for our students to launch the program. And then in the evening, we're having a special dinner where all superintendents, principals from Santa Cruz County, and community officials will be invited to come meet Scarlett and to see what the program is about. So we're super excited.
Yeah,
and anyone is welcome to come to our school. And then on the 18th, we will have the program for our parents.
Okay.
Bringing in the parents, helping them out, and we will also encourage them to support the program. And again, we do want to bring it into the schools with the help of these wonderful ladies helping implement implemented at Little Red, but we also want to extend it to the other schools.
Of course.
There's already been conversations in the community with different schools that we've gone to, with different clubs in the community, and that's going to be going on from here all the way until September, and making sure that hopefully it's embraced within the community, not only the schools, so that the kids get the message, let's choose love, let's be empathetic, let's encourage each other, let's be resilient,
And
we can work together on
well,
this.
and that's kind of the point, is when faced with adversity, choose love.
Exactly.
And
Very, very
Exactly.
cool.
I mean, what a better community than to start it in, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're a community where, unfortunately, we don't get to control some of the negativity that is said about this community.
So much is out of
and
our
so many
control.
untruths that it feels incredible and honored in a way to be able to start this program here, like Heidi said, have it start here, grow in this community, and move out from here, and have something positive starting in the community and moving out, rather than negativity coming
Absolutely.
into the community that we don't have a choice for. This is something that we can choose, literally and figuratively. And Heidi and I are here to help. So we're super excited to launch it at Little Red, but any other school districts that want us to introduce the program to them, well, we're here to do that. It's a downloadable program for the schools. And again, it's 100% free. There's no cost to it. And so many of these social and emotional learning tools that come into the school, they cost lots of money. And sometimes they're through a grant that eventually runs out. And they're expensive. This is not the case. And
this is for sure can be a program that can come in and stay with us for years to come. And it's right, a lot of the programs are with grants, but this program, and Nisa came into our school a few weeks ago, and she introduced it to the teachers at Little Red, and it's a very teacher-friendly program. Of course, it's free. Who can say no to something free? And to the benefits of it, based on research, it's been almost 100% of people that have used the program within the classrooms, and the kids that have used it, the teachers have seen the benefits of bringing the program in, and how it's changed the lives of the kids and the teachers. A lot of the times the teachers have to spend so much of their time stopping their lessons to discipline. So if the kids can discipline themselves and know, let's choose wisely, then you do minimize the amount of bullying in the classroom, in the school level, the number of referrals that go to the principal. So it's a program that also encourages those good behaviors that will effectively impact the whole school and the whole culture.
It affects their family too.
Exactly.
So
definitely.
To wrap it up, let's where can people go to find out this information about Charm and about Choose Love?
So for Choose Love, you can go to Jessie Lewis, chooselove.org. It's
Okay.
JESSELEWIS, chooselove.org.
.org. All right.
And there's all sorts of tailored programs that can be downloaded for the school based on the age and the grade. There's the community-based curriculum, and there's also the home-based curriculum.
All right.
And all that's available on their website. And then we're available if you want to reach out to either Nisa or myself to help with implementation or answering any questions.
Now, is Facebook the best way to get a hold of you guys, or is there another way for people to get a hold of you?
So you can reach me through Heidi, Heidi, at charmaz.org.
Okay.
And then Nisa is Nisa at charmaz.org.
Awesome.
And
Very,
so
very
for
cool.
anything related to Charm, you can go to charmaz.org.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate you guys coming out here.
Thank you for having us.
And I hope you guys let me know about any events that you guys have coming up. Let us know so
Yeah.
we can share that information out with the public.
for sure.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. All right. Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next week. All right.